on day 20 of our Trans-America Trail trip, we had a little crash. This was the day that we did the Colorado mountain passes, and it was early in the day, and we were headed from Cinnamon Pass over to Black Bear Pass. But we had to go over California Pass first. And California Pass really isn't that difficult, but there is one section where there's a really steep little switchback, and there's a bunch of loose gravels right in the switchback, and, well, it got me. So we're going to dissect this crash a little bit and see what happened and maybe how it could have been prevented, and maybe have a little fun at my expense. So as you'll see, Jake makes it through the turn fine without any troubles, but me, not so much. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video here for just a second so you can see the turn. It really doesn't look that bad from here, but trust me, this thing is straight up. It's a lot steeper than it looks on the video. And it's full of loose gravel. So when I get up to about where Jake is, I just lose the rear end and down I go. Woo! Whoa! I went down. So now I've got to pick the bike up, and it's laying sideways on the downhill side of this very steep and rocky hill, and got these loose gravels everywhere, and I'm on the downhill side of the bike, and this thing's pretty heavy with all of its gear, and yeah, it takes quite a few grunts for me to get this thing up. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know yet. Maybe. Gosh, that's a bad angle. You know that grunting actually makes you stronger? Woo! Now what? So I've somehow managed to get the bike off of the ground, but now I have a problem because I'm still on the downhill side of the bike, and I'll have to get to the other side of the bike to get on it. So now I'll begin the tricky balancing act of trying to go around the back of the motorcycle so that I can get to the uphill side and try to remount. Alright, there we go. No problem, piece of cake. Now the next thing I gotta do is try to get the motorcycle moving again up this steep rocky bank. I'm coming, I got it. I think it's safe to say that I'm a little out of breath. Now I got this Jeep down here waiting on me, and I actually just passed this guy about a mile back, so he's probably not too happy that he's got to wait on me. So I'm giving it some gas and gently letting out on the clutch, but it's just spinning. It's too steep and too rocky, and it just won't go. So I finally got a little bit of forward momentum, but I had to get dangerously close to this edge, and then I lost traction again. The hill was so steep that the front brake wouldn't hold me because the front tire would just slide backwards, so I had to get my foot on the rear brake and have both brakes engaged just to keep the thing from sliding down the hill. Finally, after several attempts and a close brush with the side of the hill, I'm moving. Woo! Son! Woo! Jake doesn't look too impressed. So after all that, I'm pretty tired, but I decided we probably ought to go ahead and try to finish out this climb before we stop and survey the damage. Throttle's sticking.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Thing was laying like upside down.
Trying to come down.
That's all I could do to get it up. Then my radio got turned on.
Turn on that super chunky gravel. I just went straight to it and hit the bank.
So you can't hear it very well, but what Jake said there is that when he saw that chunky gravel, he just went straight through it and hit the bank. And I think I tried to turn in the chunky gravel, and that's what got me. Yeah, my throttle's jacked. And when I hit the ground, my bark buster got jacked up and caused my throttle to start sticking. I think I can get up there. That's the top. Yeah, I get up there. So you really got to watch these mountain passes. They're all really tricky, and you never know when something can jump up and bite you, like some loose gravel, and you really have to be paying attention all the time. And I'd say when you see this loose, chunky gravel, really watch it and try not to turn in it at all. Use your throttle and brakes very sparingly in it, and you have to be as light as you can on the bike, and really have to try to manage this gravel best you can. And luckily no one was hurt. We didn't do any major damage to the bike. We were able to get everything fixed and mosey on about our way. And later in the day we ended up taking on Black Bear Pass and Imogene Pass, so we ended up having a great day of riding. But just wanted to show you this little snippet of a few minutes of the day that wasn't so great, but we got through it. So I'll see you on the next video, and until then, try to keep that rubber side down. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, that's jacked. I do too. I mean, I cannot hardly get started back up. Yeah. California Pass. This is California Pass. I didn't either. Huh? I don't know, I lost count.